Alright students, so today we'll be looking at subtracting integers and we'll be using the chips to assist us. From the previous lesson, you would have learned that this chip represents positive 1 and this chip represents negative 1. But there are some steps we have to take when subtracting integers. Let's go through the steps. First, you're going to keep the first integer. Then you're going to change the subtraction sign to addition. And then you're going to flip the last integer. Flip meaning if it's a negative, you change it to a positive. And if it's a positive, you change it to a negative. Alright, so keep, change, and flip. Let's look at some examples to understand this concept better. Alright, students, remember the 3 steps? Keep, change, and flip. Let us look at this example. 2 minus negative 3. So we're going to keep the first integer, which is 2 in this case. Then we're going to change the subtraction sign to addition. And then we're going to flip the last integer. Flip meaning if it's a negative, you change it to a positive. And if it's a positive, you change it to a negative. So we're going to change the negative 3 to a positive 3. After we have done such, then we use our chips to assist us to find the answer. Yes, we know the answer for this, but let's use our chips for reinforcement. How do we represent a positive 2 using the chips? We draw 2 positive chips. How do we represent a positive 3 using the chips? 3 positive chips. In this case, we have nothing to pair, so we go ahead and add up what we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive chips, so our answer is 5. So remember now, we keep the first integer, change the sign to addition, and then flip the last integer. After that, we use our chips to assist us to find the answer. Let us look at another example. Negative 4 minus 1. Remember, keep, change, then flip. Alright, so remember now we keep the first integer. In this case, our first integer is negative 4. And then we're going to change the sign, change the subtraction sign to addition. And then lastly, we're going to flip the last integer, which is a positive 1 here. So we're going to flip it to negative. After that, we use our chips to assist us. So we're going to use the chips to represent negative 4 and negative 1. Alright, so we draw 4 negative chips to represent negative 4 and 1 negative chip to represent negative 1. We have nothing to pair in this case again, so we just add up all that we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer is negative 5 and not positive 5 because we have 5 negative chips. So remember, keep the first integer, change the sign to addition, and then flip the last integer. Flip meaning if it's a positive, you change it to a negative, and if it's a negative, you change it to a positive. After that, you use your chips to assist you to find the answer. So basically, we're changing out the subtraction problems to addition. Let's look at one more example. We have negative 3 minus negative 2. Negative 3 minus negative 2. Remember, keep, change, and flip. Alright, so we're going to keep the first integer, which is negative 3 in this case. Then we're going to do what? What's the second step, students? We're going to change the subtraction sign to addition. And then what we do last, we flip the last integer. What do I mean by flip? If it's a positive, you change it to a negative. And if it's a negative, you change it to a positive. In this case, we have -2, so we're going to change it to a +2. Now we're going to use our chips to assist us. So we're going to represent -3. And then we're going to represent +2. In this case, we definitely have something to pair. So we'll go ahead and pair. Remember, negative will cancel a positive. Right? So what do we have left? We have one negative chip. So our answer is -1. So all you have to do, remember now, is keep the first integer, change the sign to addition, and then flip the last integer. Then you draw your chips to assist you. So basically, we're changing out subtraction problems to addition. Keep, change, and flip.